Today we're going to talk about why US is facing fertilizer issue, especially price increase due to disruption at the Strait of Hormuz, even though it is one of the largest manufacturer of fertilizer products in the world. I'm gonna give you 4 different reasons, and I want to start here with by saying that US isn't one of the largest manufacturers of fertilizer products, but it is not self-sufficient. It imports approximately 97% of potash, 18% of nitrogen fertilizer, and 13% of phosphorus fertilizer. Reason number one is US almost does not have any potash. Canada supplies 90% of our potash needs, and global potash market determines what Canada can charge us for potash fertilizer. Reason number two is Middle Eastern countries dominates the global urea trade. US produces significant amount of nitrogen fertilizer. We have CF Industries, we have Koch Industries, Nutrien. There are some of the largest manufacturer, but there's still a gap that needs to be fulfilled by these Persian Gulf countries. And in these countries, Iran, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they supply 30% of the global urea need, and obviously export from these countries have been obstructed by this Strait of Hormuz disruption. Reason number three is fertilizer is globally traded commodity. Even though US was able to produce all of its urea need, the price would have gone up for American farmers because urea or fertilizer trades in global market. And because of this, problem in one part of the world can have a ripple effect throughout the world in terms of supply and pricing. Fourth reason is related to the phosphorus fertilizer. US produces good amount of phosphorus fertilizer. We have Mosaic, Nutrient, Simplot. They manufacture a good amount of phosphorus fertilizer for us. However, Gulf countries provide 20% of the global phosphorus fertilizer. They also produce or supply 1/4 of global sulfur need, which is basically a byproduct of oil and gas. And US manufacturer need that sulfur or sulfuric acid to break down phosphate rock to convert into phosphorus fertilizer. So because of the sulfur unavailability, the phosphorus manufacturing in the US will be impacted. At the end, I also want to leave the fact here that Middle Eastern countries supply significant amount of natural gas that is used in the manufacturing of nitrogen fertilizer. And the countries like India use that natural gas to produce nitrogen fertilizer domestically inside the country. And now the supply of this gas, natural gas, has been impacted, and the manufacturing of the nitrogen fertilizer in countries like India has been impacted. That ultimately impacts the global fertilizer pricing. I hope this disruption will end soon, but this has happened during the peak planting season for American farmers that will have some kind of economic impact for them.